Excuse me. What's good, everybody? First of all, I just want to say thank y'all for coming in here. I've been going live a lot. I've been really going hard with what I've been talking about lately. And the reason why I've been going so hard on this is because I just understand a lot of the positions that y'all are in right now. Nobody really understands you. Don't ask me how I know. I know people don't really understand you. I know that they don't get your drive. They don't get what you're going for. They don't understand. So that's why I'm here today, to help you kind of like get through that process and make you realize that, like, you know, don't look at it as a bad thing. Look at it as this is what comes with the good things. Does that make sense? People, when you decide that you want to head to a whole different direction, you want to become a whole different person, you have to be prepared that people are not going to get you. You got to be prepared that people are not going to understand you. And the faster you can accept that, the faster you can focus on what you need to do. Quite frankly, you shouldn't even be worried about people right now, because all they've ever done is take you off your path. Some of y'all are in so much solitude right now. Some of y'all are in so much time by yourself. You feeling lost. You gotta pick yourself up. You cannot afford to go down the rabbit hole of just thinking negative. Thank you for the gift, y'all. You can't afford that. Thank you for the gift. You gotta stay focused and stay grounded on what needs to be done. And what needs to be done is you gotta get up every day. Get that routine going. How many of y'all been feeling like, man, nobody understand me. Nobody understand what I got going on. Nobody understands what I'm doing. How many of y'all feel like that? How many of y'all think like that? How many of y'all feel like that? That nobody understands what you're going through? I want to tell you congratulations. Congratulations, because that means that you're on some type of path to greatness. When people don't understand you, it's because you're not doing what everyone is doing. When people don't understand you, that means that you're not allowing yourself to be average. You're not allowing yourself to be mediocre. You're not just accepting what everybody says that you should do. You're not just doing what everybody is doing. You see, here's one thing I always say. If everybody likes you, that's a problem. That's a problem. Because if everybody likes you, that means that you're not really being yourself. Because when you're being yourself, everybody don't really fuck with you. You feel me? Y'all keep running up the likes. You know, and I just realized that really, like, a lot of this, man, is really so mental. Like this, you know how when they tell you, oh, basketball is 90% mental, 90% this, 90%, that is so true. That is so true. It's 90% mental. All of this whole world is 90% mental. And it's like, as I become more and more conscious, I realize how we are constantly tested to see, do you believe what you say you believe? Do you believe who you think you are? Are you really who you say you are? Life constantly will try to test your identity and your self-image. You saying you a millionaire, but you freaking out over bills. You're a millionaire. That means that whenever something needs to get paid, you hustle for it, right? You know, life will start hitting, but when life start hitting, that don't mean you allow it to hit you. You swing back. And sometimes what helps me to understand this is to look at life as if it's an opponent sometimes. To look at adversity as if it's an opponent. And my thing is, ain't no opponent gonna beat me down and I'ma just take it. I don't just take it. I fight back. And you fight back. So whatever it is that you're going through, sweetie, you better fight back. This is not the time for you to get soft. This is not the time for you to stay stuck in your tears, stuck in your sadness. I just hate where I'm at. If you hate where you at, you gotta get fighting to it. You gotta change it. You gotta make something different. You gotta choose to be different. You need to be somebody different. If you don't like where you are right now, you need to become something different, someone different, so you can get different. And that means sometimes you're going to have to miss sleep. You're going to have to miss meals. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was watching a video. Beyonce say that she be working so hard that she forgets to eat. And my thing is, you over here complaining about eating. I get it. Obviously, we should be nourished, but there's levels to this. People who are truly great, they're sacrificing some things that some people just would never sacrifice. Because when you're so in tune to the mission, yeah, you do forget about eating. You do, because your focus is on one thing. Your focus is on one thing. And I'm not telling you to skip meals. I'm not telling you not to get sleep. But I am telling you that it is very possible that those things may happen on your road to greatness. And the faster you can accept that, the faster you can understand that that is what it takes, the easier it'll be for you to start. You get me? You're gonna be working twice as hard as everyone and receiving half the credit. That's a part of being great. That's a part of being great. You're gonna do more than everyone for a whole long time and not get no credit. And then all of a sudden, boom, greatness is gonna show up and people are gonna wonder, how did you get it? And guess what? They're never going to understand, because you can literally tell people what they need to do and they still won't do it. A lot of times people already know what they need to do. You already know what you need to do. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all follow me. I want to let y'all know too, I just dropped my ebook called The Crown. And this book literally talks about the fact that when you're on your journey to making shit happen, certain people you can't trust. Trust is a liability. Trust is a liability. Some of y'all don't realize that. Think about it. Don't listen to what I'm saying as the version of you right now. Think about what I'm saying as the version of you that is super successful. That's Drake level. That's freaking Kanye West level. That's freaking Jeff Bezos level. Like, think about yourself in that way. When you're a fucking multi-millionaire, do you really think you could just trust anybody? You get what I'm saying? Do you really think you could just trust anybody? I do see the benefits of fasting, but that's not what I'm talking about. When you are the hottest artist in the world, when you are the biggest entrepreneur blowing up right now, you making $1 million a day, do you really think you can trust anybody? No, you can't. You can't. You have to be very selective who comes in your space. It's not like when you was working at McDonald's or working at the bank or working, you could bring anybody in your house. You could be cool with anybody. You have to put yourself in the mentality of, I'm not there anymore. Ignore the reality that you're in and lock into the reality that you want to be. That means that a lot of y'all just think that, oh, I'm just visualizing myself having the money. I'm visualizing myself having the success. You better visualize yourself having the workload too. You better align yourself with the workload too. You say you want to have the biggest hair company, but that means you're going to be working a lot. So you can't just accept the good things about it and think that you're going to jump to that reality. You got to also accept the negatives about it, the cons about it. That you're going to be the one always having to problem solve. You're going to have to be the one always fixing other people's shit. People are always going to come to you asking for money. You better get real good at your nose. You got to get good at the nuances. Y'all run up the likes on this live, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Y'all make sure y'all comment. And like I said, if you have not yet, click the link in my bio and go get my new book that I dropped. It's called The Crown. Because guess what? Some of y'all have been so afraid of the responsibility that you're going to have. One question that I ask everybody is, if not you, then who? If not you, then who? If you don't do it, if you don't lock in, if you don't make that money for your family, then who's going to do it, babes? Nobody. Nobody. And the thing about it is, when you start thinking about it like that, it starts to get very real for you. And you start to realize that you don't have as much time as you thought. You got to make so much impact in your 80 to 90 years of life, maybe even 100. You have to make as much impact as possible. If not now, then when? I love it. You get it. You're asking the right questions. If not now, then when? If not me, then who? If not you, then who? If not now, then when? Like, a lot of times, some people, they wait until they get so fucked up and so down bad that they finally decide to lock in. And that's what I'm just trying to get you to understand, that don't wait until you at that point to finally be like, all right, I'm going to lock in. No, start locking in now while you ahead. Start locking in now while you don't have that stress, and put the stress on you. You got to realize that life is not about, oh, I don't want to deal with stress. You're going to deal with stress when you're chasing greatness. You're going to deal with stress when you want to be a winner. My thing is that this live is not for people who are okay with being okay. My thing is this live is for people who are hungry to win. I coach winners. I'm with winners. I make music for winners. I make art for winners. I do everything I do for winners, because winners don't have a team. Winners don't have an HR. Winners don't have a society of people. And I'm letting you know now, they don't understand you. They talking about some, you always working. You always this, you always that. And, oh, you're crazy. You're obsessed. Thank you. When people say that you crazy, you do it too much, say thank you. When people say you an asshole, say thank you. When people say you selfish, say thank you. Because that means I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I don't expect everybody to like me when I'm trying to be number one, because me being number one is going to make you feel insecure. Me being number one may make you feel a type of way. When you see me running at 6 a.m. and you getting up at 10 p.m., of course you're going to feel a type of way. But don't get mad at me because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And you got to realize people will literally try to stop you from emerging as your new self because your old self made them feel comfortable and your new self is making them feel insecure. Thank you, Nana's boy, for the gift. Thank you, August, for following me. Y'all make sure y'all follow me because I'm speaking fucking facts. You know, it gets to a point where you just simply decide you're not going to lose. You can learn lessons, but I don't lose because losing means quitting. You see, you got to understand failure is not failure. Like what you deem as failure is not really what you think is failure. A lot of times failure is learning lessons and failure is helping you get closer. But your mentality around when things don't go your way is what's going to make you a winner. Winners are people who lost the most. Michael Jordan missed way more shots than he made. Michael Jordan probably took more shots than other people. So you got to understand, he took more chances and lost more times. But because he lost more times, he was able to discover a win. So let's put it like this. Every 10 times that you lose, you get one win. Think about it like that. Every 10 times that you lose, you get one big win that accumulates and takes over those 10 losses. So now ask yourself, why are you afraid to lose? If every 10 losses you get one big win. When you think about it like that, you no longer look at losses as, oh my God, I'm a failure. Oh my God, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. You start looking at it like, I'm getting closer, I'm getting closer, I'm getting closer. And that's the difference between the mentality of people who are winning and the people who are losing. The people who are losing, when they lose, they think it's the end of the world. The people who are winners, when they lose, they think that it's the next version, it's the next world, it's the next thing, it's the pivot. You feel me? And my thing is like me growing up, running my own businesses, I realized I was getting in my way too. I was getting in my way. You know what's been stopping me? Consistency. Consistency. I have not been consistent like I need to. There's no days off. There's no days off. The only time there's days off is when you're working on somebody else's business. When you're working on somebody else's shit. Then yeah, you deserve a day off. But when you're working on your own shit, when you're working on yourself, there is no days off. Period. I ain't trying to preach to you. I'm just trying to be that one person, that one friend that's like, man, this life shit is real, bro. And I'm 25 and I'm learning the reality of life. Like, I got 4 cats. I mean, I don't got 4 cats. I got 3 cats and a dog, right? Some of y'all got 2 kids, 3 kids, 1 kid. And when that responsibility comes, it puts something in you that's like, I got to do what I got to do. All I got is animals, and I already feel the responsibility of that motherfucker got to eat. I got to make sure, look, that motherfucker got to eat. That one got to eat. You feel me? So when the goal is bigger than just you eating, that's when the motivation really kicks in. When it's bigger than you. When it's not just about you. That's when you like, oh, I can't afford to let that person drop because my inadequacy. They fighting over here because of my inadequacy. And guess what? Another thing too is, I didn't touch so much money, I refuse to go back. When you start tasting other levels of success and when you finally start tasting wins, you get so addicted to the wins that you cannot go back. And guess what? That hunger to never go back is what's going to take you to the next step, the next step, the next step. But guess what? Every year, every day, every month, every second, you got to earn it. Every day, you got to earn your right to call yourself successful. Every day, you got to earn the right to get respect for life. You feel me? Like, when I wake up, I'm like, the moment I wake up, my mind is what I got to do. You see, but y'all listen to people who are so mediocre who's telling you that's not right. When you wake up, you should be doing this and doing this and not picking up your phone and not picking. Excuse me, that don't work for me. That don't work for me. You get me? If your career, if your business, if your purpose isn't your full life, then maybe that's not for you. You get me? But my career, my business, my life, my purpose, my destiny is the reason why I wake up. So don't tell me that shouldn't be the first thing that I look at. Don't tell me that shouldn't be the first thing that I look at. My business, my phone. It is my life. It's my purpose. And without it, I have no purpose. Without it, I don't want to get up. I don't want to get up. I don't want to get up. So my thing is like, you got to stop listening to what other people think you should do. Everybody is mediocre. You need to just listen to what you know you need to do because you already know what you need to do. And everybody outside of you is just going to give you reasons to be comfortable, to be safe. Oh no, don't invest in that business because it could go left, it can go. That's the thing. Successful people take the risk while people who are not successful are too afraid to. Hey, relax. Go get it. Go. You see, a bitch got kids. Like, the fuck? I got kids. You hear me? I damn near got kids, y'all. Y'all not getting it. Like, I feel like a mama who gotta provide. You feel me? But like I said, y'all, if I was you, I would really go ahead and go get that book that I dropped 2 days ago. The link is in my bio. It's only $28. It's over 100 pages. And quite frankly, all it is raw truth. It teaches you how to deal with betrayal. It teaches you how to deal with not trusting people. It teaches you how to deal with the responsibility of being misunderstood. It really teaches you how to deal with your crown. How to deal with your crown. How do I deal with this responsibility when nobody else understands what I have to do? How do I deal with this? How do I control my emotions when everybody is freaking out? How do I problem solve everybody else's problems? How do I take on this load? When you're the leader, when you're the captain, you gotta take control over shit. Some of y'all don't know how to lead because you want to be accepted. And the reason why you want to be accepted is because you want to be liked. But you got to realize that being great, you're not going to be liked. These cats. How do you deal with yourself if you are the person who betrayed and stuff? You have to forgive yourself because guess what? You're going to make mistakes. And you have to learn how to forgive yourself or else you can't move on. Think about it like basketball. You miss a shot, you got to move on to the next one because if you keep thinking about that one shot that you missed, you're going to fuck up your next shot. You get what I'm saying? And yes, it's lonely at the top. Why do you think Michael Jackson was lonely? Every single person who came around Michael Jackson wanted to benefit from it because it's human nature. And that's what that book teaches about also. It teaches about the psychology of being at the top. It teaches about the psychology. And some of y'all may be like, Ori, why do you think that you can teach that? Because at 21 years old, I had became the breadwinner of my family. At 21 years old, I had made my first 6 figures. And all of a sudden, my father passed away at 17 years old. And I had to figure out how to make it. So I started a business. I dropped out of college and I started a business. And here I am. 3-bedroom house, my own house. You get what I'm saying? Which book? The book is called The Crown. The link is in my bio on TikTok, and the book is called The Crown. If you are here on this video right here, the link is in the description. You're the best teacher for sure, the way you articulate things. And that's the thing. The only reason why I can articulate things the way that I do is because I experienced it. A lot of people are teaching things that they didn't experience, but what they read. You get what I'm saying? And you got to realize that what you read is not always true. You have to actually experience it and experience the nuances of life, the things that you can't learn from a book, the things that you can't learn from a video. And that's why I was trying to put that in there. What is the truth that, a kid, when you're a kid and you stand out and everybody is bullying you, you learn through that experience. That's what I'm trying to put in that book. How to be okay standing out, how to take the responsibility, how to take the crown, because guess what? In order to lead, you have to bleed. In order to lead, you have to bleed. And that's just the facts, man. You have to be okay with bearing the pain. I want you to read that. I want you to hear that. In order to read, you have to bleed. You are so inspiring. I've done so much foul stuff to people I do love, and I'm so fortunate to see you. You gotta stop that because all that shit gonna come back to you. Sorry, I hit the mic. Yeah, man. So, so what I want y'all to do is click the link in my bio on this TikTok account. And I want y'all to go ahead and get that ebook. On that website, I also have crystal necklaces. If you haven't received your necklace yet, I'm going to ship it out. But I have crystal necklaces. I have tea bags there. I have all different things that you need for your spiritual practice. And one thing I will say is my spiritual practice saved me. Because your spiritual practice is something mental. Spirituality is just the science of the world. You get what I'm saying? It's just the science of spirit. And what you don't understand is a lot of those people at the top are using spirituality. Why do you think Sinners was the #1 movie for so long? Because at the end of the day, spirituality is what rules this realm. And if you don't know how to control your mind, because controlling your mind, controlling your body, controlling your nervous system is the science of the spirit. Do you get what I'm saying? And my thing is, you got to stop being afraid to trust the unknown. You trust in air. You trust in oxygen. You trust in God. You trust in that when you jump up, you're going to come down. You trust in gravity. All these things that you can't see. Why can't you realize? Because Cheryl, just DM me so I can send you the link. Just DM me so I can send you the link. But what you got to understand is that the things that you can't see are way more powerful than the things that you can see. Always. Always. Why do you think the boss is usually hidden? You know what I'm saying? You know, they don't tell you that the true purpose of meditation is controlling your mind. Yeah, because when people hear meditation, all they think is woo-woo, but people don't realize that meditation is also a science of breathing and a science of your nervous system. Meditation is a medicine. Meditation. It's in the root. And every time that you meditate, you're able to access this computer. When you meditate, think about it like putting your computer in Control-Alt-Delete. Control-Alt-Delete. And this is why I created my whole school. If you want to join, I literally have an online school. I should create like a little package where people can join the school and get the book. But if you have I literally created an online school because my thing is, especially people like us, we don't really understand our true practice. Like, I literally was just watching a video with I literally was just watching a video with a neuroscientist who said that we need to stop getting so heavy into the Western practices and we need to go back to the ancient practices. For example, I have an African drum. I forgot that when you drum on the drum, it actually releases trauma out of the body. Why is that? Because of vibration. Vibration. But so many people, because they can't see it, they don't want to believe it. But the thing about it is, when somebody plays a song at a high level, you can feel it hit against your chest. So that means something is there. You cannot always think that your own knowing is all there is, because we are very limited in our own knowing. But the way that we reach accesses to higher levels of knowing is we have to get outside of our body. How do we get outside of our body? When you dream, you get outside of your body. What's up, Nan? When you dream, you get outside of your body. So what I'm telling you to do is to think bigger than what you already know and to open your mind up. There are certain things that react within the body through music. It's not unholy. Why do you think, what's up, Mike? Why do you think that they use music to control us? Fela Kuti, who was a music artist in Yoruba, literally said music is spiritual. And the people that play with music in a negative way tend to early, right? Right? But how come I never remember my dreams? Because it's also a practice. It's also a gift. It's also a skill. Some of y'all just think, oh, I just was dreaming. Like, really think about how mystical a dream is. Why is it that when you're daydreaming, some dream, or when you're telling somebody about a dream, why does it feel real? Why does it feel like a memory instead of a dream? You feel me? Listen, y'all, click the link in my bio and y'all go get my new book called The Crown. Because the thing about it is that you are a person who thinks differently. And I know people I know they don't understand you. I know your family don't understand you all the time. You are ahead of the curve. And just because, really listen to me with this. Just because you are ahead of the curve and people don't understand you doesn't mean that you're wrong. You have to realize that when you are ahead of the curve, you have to have so much confidence in yourself that when the world tries to tell you you're wrong, you know you're right. That's what makes you great. Kanye West was literally trying to get a record deal for so long, and he was so ahead of the curve, but people always told him no. People ignored him, and he still fought for it, because guess what? You're fighting for something that people have never seen before, which is your essence, your spirit, your energy. So if you're fighting for something that people have never seen before, you can't expect people to grasp it right away. You got to put it in their face. You get me? It takes 17 times for somebody to receive an idea and to actually accept it. You get what I'm saying? Your dreams, if you're a Pisces especially, your dreams are not just some little dream or some little memory, or when you close your eyes, you're going somewhere else. Your body is literally rested. But the thing about it is when you meditate, you can actually go into that middle space where your body's asleep, but your mind is still awake. And when you're in that place, you're able to create more. You're able to manifest more because that's an altered state of consciousness. I think that's like alpha and theta. And in that theta state, that's when you're in creator mode. If you know about Joe Dispenza, then you know about what I'm talking about. Why is it that people are literally healing themselves with meditation? The reason why you're so stressed is because you haven't learned the practice of controlling yourself. And let me tell you something, a lot of millionaires, before they make their first million, all they're trying to do is literally code themselves. What is the code to yourself? Because you got to remember, you are a program. You run on programs, TV programs, movie programs, everything is a program, but you got to program yourself. You cannot allow the outside world to program you. Some of y'all are programmed every time at 7 o'clock, you turn on the news. Some of y'all are programmed that every time at 3 o'clock when you leave in work and there's traffic, you get agitated. Pay attention because your body is running on a program that you don't know, and meditation is the only way for you to become aware of it. The thing that I love about meditation is that when you're in the practice of meditation, what you're learning how to do is bring yourself back to center, right? So what happens is that when you're out in your day-to-day and you're receiving negative thoughts, you know how to bring yourself back. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling you bring yourself back. That awareness is what allows you to bring yourself back. And what happens is that you get so good that you never go back. And then this balance becomes your natural state. Some of y'all have been in so much stress that your natural state is a state of stress. That when you get peace, it feels uncomfortable. You're expecting chaos. You get what I'm saying? So that's really just what I wanted to talk about. And like I said, I'm going to keep throwing my fucking book in your face because I know it got so much value. I poured my all into that shit. Y'all don't understand. The past 2 weeks, I went through a dark night of the soul. And I said, I'm not going to just let this dark night of the soul take me out. I'm going to take this dark night of the soul and I'm going to transmute it so other people can learn from my dark night of the soul. That's when you know you're great. When you can take something that was meant to destroy you and make it benefit you, make it benefit other people. And the dark night of the soul that I realized was that you guys think that you have to be nice. You guys think that you have to be this super open and kind person and this and this and that. And I just want to let you know that, yeah, you should be kind. You should move from your heart. But when it's time for you to get serious and get busy, you cannot have the ability to accept excuses from people. You're going to have to stretch your team. And your team is not always going to be stretched. When it's time for you to hold people accountable, they're not going to like you. You have to be okay with that. I'm not here for you to like me. I'm here to get results. I'm here to get results. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done and you're gone, you want to be able to leave a foundation that the people who come after you can stand on. Your ancestors did it. But if your ancestors are leaving you the foundation, it's important that you build on it. Because when you don't build on it, you let them down. You're not just letting yourself down. How should I start meditation? How do I do it? I literally have an online school. I have an app. So what I want y'all to do, if you want to sign up for my school, and I teach meditation on there. I teach about the brain. I teach about psychology. I